Hello everybody, my name is Biggles, and we're going to make a tier list because tier lists, like bow ties, are cool. So we have one for the Evil Dead game here. We have our 3 levels, Groovy, which is the best, we have Good, and we have Average. Now, if you ask me, there are no bad survivors in this game, but there is going to be one that I do put in this Average category. No spoilers yet. You'll just have to watch and wait and see what we do here. So we have this first one, who I believe is Wash, as we call him, which is Warrior Ash, which is Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness Ash, I'm going to say is good. I want to put him up here, but I can't put him up here based on the 3 characters that I would put ahead of him. I don't think there is a bad warrior, and I cannot tell you who is the worst. And the reason why we have Wash up here is because his basic ability, it heals for 250, it reduces fear by 30 and increases damage by 30%, and he takes 50% less damage. And he also has Shield Blast, which each time he loses a shield bar, he does 200 damage around him, and he gets 40% of his shield back when he does a finisher, which is a red skull above, and he has increased damage on the chainsaw. So that is very good. He will get a lot of finishers with the chainsaw. So if you put him with Pablo, if he is with Pablo, I would maybe put him here. But if he's not with Pablo, he's just right here. Now, let's go Scotty. Now, I think Scotty might actually be better. Scotty has Thunder Thirst, which is AoE move that does 100% explosive damage around him. Then he has collateral damage, so basically within 10 feet, it's a little less than 10 feet, it's 9.8, he gets 13% more damage to the units around him. So if he comes in with that heavy lumberjack axe, because he has weapons master with the lumberjack axe, he'll hit, and then the people around him are taking more damage. And then he reduces his fear by 5 every time he gets a kill. So you don't really need to worry about Scotty being possessed, so I will put him right ahead of that. And then the other warrior we want to go to is Henry. He has Unstoppable, which allows him not to take damage for 7 seconds. All right, that makes him very good. I kind of want to put him right above Wash, as we call him, or Wash, because it's Warrior Ash. He has shields up, so he starts with an additional shield. His shield and health is increased by 10% when you hit 25. He also reflects damage back on. So I don't know if I would put him above Scotty. He is very good. So him and Scotty are like neck and neck. But I wouldn't put any of the warriors in S tier without pairing them with Pablo. Now, I want to go to our leaders. We have Annie here. Now, Annie, when she's not level 25, she's pretty ass. I would say she's down here. But once you get to 25, Annie is S tier. Why is Annie S tier when she gets to 25? Well, against bosses and against elite units, she wrecks balance bars. Now, balance bars are the line below the health bar, which allows you to get your finishers off, which is huge. So she has Slugger and Haymaker, which cause more damage to balance bars of basic units by 25%. Now, we have El Jefe over here, Ash vs. the Evil Dead. So at 25, he increases his El Jefe, which is an aura that affects all survivors within range, increasing their fear resistance and the damage they inflict by 10% and reduces the fear by 20. He can destroy balance bars as well, so that is good. It's not very good against bosses I've seen, and it doesn't do a lot against elite units, but it is very helpful. He starts with a chainsaw, and every time he adds a finisher, his El Jefe increases by 100%. So that is pretty good. I'm going to put him at the very bottom of this. So basically everybody here is going to be above him when we get to it. Now, our next leader is Lord Arthur. Lord Arthur, when paired with these warriors and Sash, he's here. When he's not with them, he's here. And let's look over what he has. He reduces fear levels by 30% when he activates his battle frenzy. So it reduces fear by 30% and does extra damage with the sword. He starts with a sword. He increases all melee attacks by 30%. Every finisher he does while he has that activated, he gets it for an additional 3 seconds. So he can keeping it up. He can keep it up. He can keep the buff going And with the other warriors, if he's with the other warriors, you're just going to do a shit ton of damage and things are just going to die. So if he's paired with warriors, he's up here in groovy. If he's not, he's right here in good. Now, let's go to our hunters. Now, we have Ed, good old Ed. Ed is the best character in the game, if you ask me. His ability with this flashlight for 40 seconds, he can disarm traps and chests, which is amazing. This slows down the killer a lot. So if you have this, you're dealing with less monsters, you're stopping traps. He has crossbow expert, and if you build him right, he can like one-hit bosses. So he is very, very good. People say he's like worse than average. He's the best character in the game. Hands down, best character in the game. And if you can hit with a crossbow, you'll be like, oh shit, he just hit me for 3k as an E-flash. Boom! Dead. Dead. Kills him. Fucking insane. Now, we're going to go to Amanda Fisher next. Amanda is also S tier. You pop that ability. If she's with Annie, she's better than Scotty. Right? She's by herself. She's right here. Right? We're going to actually put her above Annie. Now, she has an ability for 7 seconds. She does not use ammo. And you can get a build where you get to the last bullet. Then you activate that ability. And if you are hitting in the head with the pistol, she will kill any boss almost instantly. Just pop, pop, pop. You have 7 seconds of an increased 30 buff. And if you're hitting them in the head, you're just doing insane damage and they're just going to die. She is so strong at 25 with the build that goes with her special ability that she is insane. So we have the two best characters, I would say, are these hunters. Now we have Kelly. Kelly is average. Why is Kelly average? Because she has increase on melee. All 3 of her things are melee buffs. Now this is bad because she's a hunter, so she can only get 2 to the bonus in melee. So she's not a bad character because if she gets surrounded, she's good. She can dodge, right? She can dodge without spending things, and then her gun does bleed. And then she can just increase. But the fact that it looks like they didn't know what they wanted to do with Kelly because they're like, well, she kicked ass in the show with the meat hammer, so let's give her that. But she's a hunter. She probably would have been a better warrior. If they would have made her a warrior, she probably would have been a lot better with how she is. Because warriors can put like 5 points into melee, and as a hunter, she can only put in 2. So I do not like Kelly. I would say she's here. I know some people think she's S tier, but no. Her abilities are counterproductive, and it doesn't go with her being a hunter. Now, our last hunter is Hash. Hash is down here. He can remove possessions, and if your team's really good, you're not getting possessed a lot. If you're working with a good team, you're keeping fears down, so he's kind of just doing it against basic units, and a lot of people like the elite builds because the elite units can survive forever if you do the elite builds in the demons. So just reducing infernal energy by 15% doesn't really do a lot when you activate his main ability. He can see supply crates through walls. Who cares? He starts with a double barrel, and then he does more damage with the double barrel, and it attacks faster. That's cool, but double barrel is kind of bad. It takes way too long to reload. I don't really like it, so we'll put him here. Now, we get to the supports. Supports are my favorite. I love supports. I've been arguing probably for a good amount of time on who is the best support. They are all really good. If you pair Pablo up with certain characters, Pablo's up here. Otherwise, Pablo's right there. And then we have Cheryl, who does more with the colas, has a heal for, she heals for 80 health per second for 6 seconds. She has more colas, which is perfect. So I will put Cheryl right there. And then I would put Sash, support Ash, right here. Because he can reduce fear. He can heal with all his heavy melee damage for 35. So if you get the knife, he's healing really fast, right? You want the knife. Heal really fast with Sash. Once you have the knife, you can put a headshot in someone, And it says a follow-up shot. Now, I don't know if that means someone has to shoot with a gun to get heals and increase damage, or if the follow-up shot just means like any kind of shot, like a hit. We've been trying to figure this out because we don't have them at 25. We have them close to it, but we haven't figured out if it is a bullet or a melee afterwards as well. So it says shot. So when I hear shot, I think of a hit. Other people think you have to use a gun. So you have to be like, oh, I headshotted, and then someone shoots with a gun. Someone has to pull out their gun. So this is my tier list. We have Scotty at the very best. Then we have Cheryl. Then we have Amanda. Those three, you could probably say interchangeable, but I say Scotty is the best. Then we have Annie, because once Annie hits 25, she is going to be that balance bar breaker. You'll need her against the bosses. Then we have Sash, Pablo, Lord Arthur, all three warriors. These can be interchangeable. You can even pull them up there if they're with Pablo. If these guys are with Pablo, they're all insane. And if they're all like these four all together, if you have a group like that, even without a support, you could probably put them all S tier together, right? Or like this and any of these two with Pablo, you'd have like an amazing team, right? You'd just wreck shit. Then you have Hash and Lash, and then you have Kelly. So this is my tier list. Thank you for checking it out, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and even follow my Twitch.